Okay. All right. So first things first, let's go through these downtime things. So it's at the very least, you have a little bit of understanding in regards to how it's supposed to work. Essentially, the downtime activities, there's now a little bit more like rigid and proper rules for them. Uh, in your 7 days of activity, you can do up to 7 different things. However, you can only concurrently do um, like an amount of things equal to your intelligence modifier. So if you have an intelligence modifier of 4, you could do 4 different activities and not lose progress on any of them as you proceed with them. However, if your intelligence modifier is lower than that, you can only do, like, maybe you have a +0, then you can only do a maximum of 1 activity. So you have to focus on that 1 activity until it's done, and you cannot progress or kind of change in the middle of it to a different activity, or else you will lose all the progress in that one that you've already done. Um, oh, excuse me. But yeah, during your long rest, you could do, anything. You could do 7 different things. You could do 7 days of the same thing. A certain amount of progress in a skill is required before completion, as marked in the kind of progress required column. Each point of progress is gained by spending 1 day of downtime learning it and passing a skill check related to that skill. Typically, that DC is almost always 10. If the character fails the check, rolls for a total of 9 or below, they do not lose progress, but simply do not gain progress. However, there is a complication that may arise if you roll bad.
How bad?
Below 10. So if you fail the skill check, a complication can arise. Whenever you roll a 20 or above, you double the progress of that day, making it equivalent to 2 days of progress. So say, for example, you're working on your improved critical and you have 2 days to work on it. If you roll a 15 for both of those days, you get 2 days of progress. However, if you roll a 20 for both of those days, you get actually 4 days of progress. If you roll below 10 for both days, you get 0 progress.
But when do you lose progress?
There's only one occasion that could lose progress, which is a less than 10 roll, and then you roll a complication of, like on a D100, of 6 to 20. So it's a very low chance of you losing progress. Or 1 to 5. That could also lose your progress. However, usually progress kind of continues onwards. The actual chances of losing progress is very, very low. But that's why I'd say it's very, very low, not impossible. If so, at the end of the progress, if you pass the final skill check, you are guaranteed to learn that thing, and for whatever duration is set on there, as well as like if you continue to work on the same thing for an amount of days of 7 minus your intelligence modifier, once you hit that date, it'll double your progress. Not necessarily, it won't double your progress, it'll add a +1 to your progress. So say you have an intelligence modifier of +5. You have a week of downtime and you work on something for all 7 days. After 2 days, your progress will start getting another +1 added to it. So on your first day you succeed, you get a +1. On your second day you succeed, you get a +1. On your third day, you would get a +2. And if you roll a 20, you get a +3. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so like if you're just focusing on one thing for a while, it can be more beneficial.
Exactly. However, it only increases to a +1. That's it. It doesn't increase your progress further. Like, it can't go to a +2 for each day, right?
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So skill tool proficiency, skill tool expertise, language, +1 to damage, hit, DC to like martial DCs, crit thresholds, damage, hit, DC, crit thresholds for spells. And all of this costs money. So every single progress you make costs 25 gold, unless specifically stated that it costs more or less. So
Where does it state that?
it's at the very top.
Uh
So every
Right.
bit of progress that you make costs 25 gold.
Oh, I just meant where does it state the prices for the other things?
Oh,
Oh, below.
yeah. If you look at skill tool expertise, it'll say expert teacher 50 GP per progress.
So for 7 days of progress, that would be 350 gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Damn.
lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but it's another way that people could spend money. But you don't have to train yourself. And during those 7 days, you could do activities that are considered to be free, such as relaxing. Yeah. Or you can work to get more money. Or you could do your suppressed weakness. You could also gamble with your money. There's crafting, if you have the skills and the requirements for it, and crime. I would recommend not going with crime within Bastion.
Go do crime.
Probably not the great idea. Relaxation is also free. Relaxation is a way that you can stave off permanent injuries as well. So, if you have a lingering injury or something that was permanent, you can probably fight it off with relaxation. However, it takes 30 days of progress, or 30 progress for that to kind of kick in.
Wait, so if I lose an arm, I can just relax and grow it back?
Essentially, what it is that you're not growing it back. I guess for something like losing an arm, it wouldn't work. But for something like a major scar or some sort of injury that's affecting you negatively, horribly,
Or an
you could
ACL.
yeah, like a torn ACL, broken ankle, broken arm, something that can be fixed, can be fixed with relaxation. If it's a missing arm or like a fucked up eye, good luck is all I'm saying.
So if I'm crafting, I can make progress also while earning money.
Sorry.
If I'm like crafting during my downtime,
Mm-hmm.
or does it cost the money to? Because it says
It
create
co-
non-magical item depending the cost and weight of item. Under the assumption you have all the ingredients, if you don't pay half the total price to craft it,
yes.
and
So
then
if you have the total, if you have everything, like all the ingredients and all the skills and all the like space to work on it, it costs you 0 money to craft it. However, it takes the time and it takes the progress.
Mhm.
If you
Okay,
don't
so
have the
so if I have
materials,
6 progress, I can make something worth 26 to 150 GP depending on.
oh no, it requires that amount of progress to make that item.
Yeah.
So if you have time to make that much progress, you can make that item. So it depends on what you're trying to make, right? So if you're trying to make an item that's 150 GP, it would require 5 days of progress, and the final DC is 13. And the actual cost of the item is 0 if you have all the materials. However, if you don't have all the materials, then you have to pay 75 gold over those 5 days, over that 5 progress, to make that item. Does that make sense?
Kind of. I'm just confused a little bit over the pro. Is it the progress, like the actual, how far you are in the skill, or is it
No.
progress is in
So the
just
progress
days
is,
of rolling?
it's just days of work.
Okay. So every single day would be like a separate roll for the progress.
Yes.
But can you gain progress from doing that?
Can you gain progress from doing what?
Crafting, like doing crafting this way.
Oh, so you're talking about like trying to gain the skill of being able to craft with a certain item, like a certain
Yeah.
tool, say like carpenter's tools, and you're actually making something in the progress. Yeah, I could say that you can probably make that. So anytime if you're trying to do like a skill slash tool proficiency, and and you're actually making like a crafting item that's related to it, I will say that you could probably make like half progress for any progress you make while you're actually making that item. So if you make 5 progress, or if it requires 5 progress to make that item, then you would get 2 progress on your skill tool proficiency learning.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, this gives you a little bit more of a guideline as to what you could potentially do. You don't have to follow it. You can, perchance, do some other things. So, yeah. I also have another rule that you guys can now read through. It's skill challenges, rule number 7. It's giving you a little bit of a proper guideline as to how skill challenges are supposed to work and how you can contribute to them. But too long, didn't read. Skill challenges requires 3 successes, 3 failures, and they're usually associated with whatever circumstance you're in.
Oh, this is what we did running
Yeah,
out of the
exactly.
town.
This is exactly what guys did while you were running out of the town. But like, this is like concrete rules so that you can understand what you went through.
I see.
Makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, you guys have given your ship over to the town to allow them to do a little bit of exploration, specifically towards that little sleepy village of full of things. But yeah, you've decided to take a rest in Bastion. Now the question is, how many days of rest were you going to attempt to do? You could break up your rest in doing like 7 days of rest, do like a 1 day of fucking trekking into the second floor and then coming back for another 7 days of rest, if that's how you wanted to proceed with it. Or, you could do it some other way. It's up to you. I'm just kind of
I was thinking 7 days of rest to heal up and recuperate, right? And then we could do whatever after. Does that sound all right to you guys? Or is there some other idea?
Yeah, they're gonna have our boat for like what, 10 days or whatever.
I think it was 12 days.
So we can definitely do 7 days of rest, and then we could probably burn sometime in Bastion. Just
Climb the Bastion Tower.
start our progress there. Unless it resets weekly.
The progress doesn't reset weekly. The progress remains even after the downtime. It's the +1 bonus that you get for continuously doing the same activity that resets weekly. So like once you've called your downtime, that +1 bonus that you get for studying the same thing for multiple days goes away. Like at the end of that downtime. So if you restarted your downtime and you were still doing the same skill, you wouldn't get that +1 until an amount of days has passed equal to 7 minus your intelligence modifier. However, your actual progress remains so long as you have an intelligence modifier to allow multiple instances of your training. Unless you're doing just one type of training, then you're fine. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
The rules are very well formatted, Jake. Good job.
My everything is really well formatted. What do you mean? Huh? Are you implying you're not?
I gave you a compliment and you took it as an insult. How could you?
This guy's implying mine aren't usually. No, I'm kidding. Yes, thank you. I do. There's there's so much shit that I need to like restructure and reformat, and a bunch of things I need to like catch up on because there's new rules and new things that I've made that are like, okay, this game doesn't have it. Fuck, how do I adjust this game to also have it? So that's fine. And also,
Do you have all the same rules for all the games, or?
yes, all the same rules for all the games. So all of my games are now long rest 7 days, short rest 1 day.
Damn. How did the single long rest day guys take it?
Well,
Well,
let's just go with they weren't too happy. They made the adjustment. It's fine. Plus, they have a lot more access to things like cities and places where they can rest. so it's a lot easier for them.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. So it's very different situation than where you guys are, and it's not just the situation that changes, right? Just because of your circumstances, it makes it slightly different to how they're going to function versus how you're going to function. So it's usually fine. Yes. So yeah, there's about 12 days of downtime that you've got, where you know that there's not going to be anything to do, or specifically, you know that your ship is going to be, taken. Let's start off at the top. Is there anybody that wants to do something as a group? That might take up multiple days or a single day or something.
I mean, I was just gonna do my crit training.
So, you don't have anything for a group? I'm just asking in general for like the entire group. If there's anything that you guys wanted to do together, it doesn't have to be training. It could be like other things. If the answer is no, then I will proceed with individualities.
How long of how much of the downtime are we gonna be spending on our own stuff? And then I thought we also wanted to do something together with investigating the tower thing before the ship
that
comes
actual
back.
investigation thing would be like a proper back into normal game time. Like, it wouldn't be in downtime.
Oh, so after the 12 days?
After
you could
7.
decide. You could decide if you want it to be after 7 or if you want it to be after 12.
So how many days do you guys want?
I think we can just get the long rest in for sure. And,
Yeah.
like, worst case, we still spend like a day or two investigating, and then we can probably take another rest and have our ship.
Yeah. Okay. So just 7 days of whatever, and then the remaining, was it 5 days?
Yeah, we have 5 days to investigate, which is more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, we could take 2 or 3, and then we get another rest in.
Okay. Excellent. Good to know. Good to know.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. So, let's start off at the top then. Hoj, what are you up to for your 7 days of rest?
Well, Hoj is unfortunately kind of stupid. He has a -1 to his int.
You still have
so I can only do one thing.
Yeah.
So, the one thing I'm gonna do is, I'll do like I want to craft something. I do want to craft something.
Okay. What are you gonna try and
with
make?
my carpenter's tools? He's going to craft a model boat of the one that the one we've taken.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try to make a nice scale model of it carved out of wood.
Okay.
That can fetch a nice price, maybe. Nice piece of art.
Okay. So, this is specifically, it depends on the actual material of the item that you're making. I'm guessing you're trying to make it out of like some wood, right? And
yeah.
What type of wood? Are you just looking for like average normal wood that's not too sturdy, or is there a specific type of wood that you want to carve it out of?
I mean, I guess I have to ask like what trees are in the Bastion area, like what
specifically for Bastion and the surrounding areas, it is 2 species of trees that are available. It is oak and willow.
Yeah, I guess I don't have much choice there, so...
No, unfortunately not. You do know that the rest of the continent has a lot of other types of trees that you could potentially kind of seek out if you wish to find better materials or more interesting ones. But as of currently around Bastion, they're kind of basic bitch. Unfortunately, they don't have access to a lot of different types of wood.
Yeah, I'll search for an aged oak.
Ooh, okay, an aged oak. Well, as a part of this, since you're specifically looking for an aged oak, and you will actually have to buy the materials, I'll say give you an investigation check. Or, wait, sorry, are you doing it? Oh, never mind, holy shit. Yeah, honestly,
Damn.
you go out of the city, kind of wander around it through some of the null magic field, and you find a rather large oak tree that seems to have fallen down in some sort of storm or something, or an occurrence. You're not entirely sure, but you look at this oak, and honestly, it's sturdy, it's beautiful, and you could probably carve a large chunk out of it with no one giving a care, like giving a crap.
Nice. Then yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. Can I like note down the area too in my head? Like
Yes, you can. You can write that down in your own notes and be like, okay, found where large,
age.
aged, beautiful oak tree is.
Cool.
Yeah, that's absolutely no issues. Um, and let's make the check. So I would say that because you have the materials, the skills are a little lower, and you don't really require the space to work because you already have the tool set, right?
Mm-hmm.
This would be a 26 to 150 GP item. However, you could probably sell it for much more, depending on how well you make it, which is what your final DC will determine. Like, DC 13 is the base to finish making it, and then however much you roll over that determines the actual quality of the item. Does that make sense?
Over 1 day or 5 days? Because this takes like what, 5 days of
it
progress?
has 5 progress, right? Those 5 progress you still have to roll, but that DC is 10. Your final check, the DC 13, is to complete the item with no issues.
Got it.
If you roll way over 13, then that gives you a little bit more, like, the item. It determines the actual worth of the item.
Mm-hmm.
That's specifically for, like, an art piece, you know. But yeah, so you're going to work on it for all 7 days. Your intelligence modifier is -1, so it will take you 8 days to have double progress, which means it'll take you 5 days to finish this thing. So, 5 days. Roll me 5 days of progress. So the actual skill check is with carpenter's tools. I don't think you're proficient yet, right? Or were you trying to learn expertise? You are.
What the heck?
That's double progress on the first day.
All right, Hoj. What is this going on?
You can do one thing good.
You have 3 more.
Carpenter's tools rolls.
Yes, sir. 3 more. Oh, that's double. Okay, never mind. You don't need to roll anymore. You don't need to roll anymore. You don't need to roll anymore.
Hoj.
Holy shit. Hoj finishes in 3 days. You know what? Since you managed to actually finish the item in 3 days, and with double progress on each day, I will give you advantage on that final DC 13 check. So,
Okay, so do I roll one more?
yeah, one more with advantage.
Okay.
Got your
Jesus
5.
Christ.
Easy
Jeez.
money.
Okay, buddy. Okay. Yeah, no, oh my god. Well, you finish it in 3 days. At the end of the 3rd day, as you're just kind of focusing and you're in the zone, you glance down at the actual finished product and you realize, holy shit, you've made a masterpiece. This thing is beautiful. It is an exact replica of the ship that you had, except it's like 1/144th scale, and like, it's really good. The crossbows, they move ever so slightly on the back of it. The actual ship sails are very solid. You manage to get some pieces of cloth that are, like, you know, tough enough to actually hold up to the scale of this beautiful thing. And some of the doors even open. There's, like, little hinges on them. Honestly, it's a piece of art.
I don't know if I want to sell it anymore.
Like, holy shit, this is impressive, kind of thing. So, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to try and sell it, you can. It'll probably be worth a very hefty chunk.
I don't think I want to sell it. Hoj is way too impressed with himself over this.
Yeah. Honestly,
Uh,
entirely fair. Because holy shit.
I don't know. So I have 4 more days.
Yeah, you would have 4 more days of just rest that you could do. You could
I
try and make
guess.
another one.
Yeah, I guess I would.
Yeah, go for it. Give me
So
another.
that's
So I would say you would probably go back to the same tree, carve out another chunk of it, and then get to work.
okay. As far as did I make any like actual progress in the skill for creating that first one?
Yes, since you made 5 progress, actually, since you made technically 6 progress for this specifically, I will give you 3 progress in carpenter's tools expertise
So I can increase that.
by 3.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, there's only 4 days. I can't get a 5 day one in. Can I like try to make a shittier one?
With a 0 to 25 GP.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's only 3 rolls? Two
Yep.
rolls?
It's still 3 rolls. Oh, that's a failure. That's also another failure.
Ooh.
And then one more.
Ooh.
Oh.
So
This one sucked. I cut out a bad piece.
So currently, no, actually, you just waste 3 days, unfortunately. Like you're still at 0 of 3 progress, and you could continue making progress because progress remains regardless of if you fail or you succeed. So currently, as you're trying to make this item, it is still 0 of 3 progress. You still have another day if you want to try and work on it more.
No, Hoj is pissed. He's gonna toss it and just chill the last day.
Honestly, fair. But since you rolled 8, 9, and 9, I will need you to give me 3 complication rolls. So
Okay.
that's roll me 3
D100.
Yep, D100 3 times. Ooh. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, that's nothing, and that's nothing. So your first roll, you rolled a 26, which is in the 21 to 40 neutral effect / detrimental. But yeah, as you're trying to actually carve into this piece of wood, you realize that the piece that you had actually gotten wasn't quite as well as you had hoped it was, and it actually contained like a portion of it was rotted away, and you were like, shit, fuck. So you actually have to grab another piece from the fallen oak. From the 2 pieces, or sorry, from the 3 sets of like materials that you've gotten from the actual tree itself, you could probably get maybe like 40 more, or sorry, it would be a total of 40. So you've gotten like 3 out of 40 for that large oak out of materials.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you wanted to get
Yeah.
more, like you'd have to find it again, or if you wanted to make something bigger, it might cost you more materials.
Okay. No, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
turns out, yeah. Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense.
So you waste the materials on the first day, and then the following 2 days, unfortunately, your skill is just not there.
Just not feeling it.
Yeah, you're not feeling it. Like, it comes out with a very basic shape that kind of looks like a boat, but then you screw up some of like the actual chipping, some of the chiseling, scraping of wood off one side, and you're like, fuck, you're gonna have to redo some of this, blah blah blah. So unfortunately, yeah. So you will have one absolutely this beautiful one in like your small so each of you are given a small like home. It's like a single building, single story with 2 rooms that you can reside and do whatever it is that you need to. And most of you would probably be relatively close together. But yeah, inside of your place, you now have this beautifully carved scale model of your ship. On the other hand, you have a lump of wood that kind of resembles a ship that you've worked on for the same amount of days.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take the last day to just relax. Probably inventory manage. Like I'll just drop some of my over encumbered shit onto this area and in this house.
Sure. You kind of just drop off some of your items in the actual home itself. So all of you can go into your character sheets and open up a. I mean, I think you already have a bastion item.
Yeah.
Right? You have a bastion. Yeah. So make sure that the contents of bastion is weightless and that there's no capacity limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, it should be fine. Just, toss random shit in there. You're good. Good to go. Yeah. It's a very peaceful and kind of chill week. Although, unfortunately, there's a bit of splinters in your hands from the failed crafting, which you managed to remove with no issues.
Stone fingers.
True. Yeah, so Hoj completes this week of downtime with no issues. Let's go to Elena.
I will spend the 7 days training with John.
Okay. You continue training with John. Roll me some progress. So this would be specifically a weapon attack.
Weapon attack roll.
Because you're trying to increase your crit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it would be a weapon attack. 25, 23, 10, 10.
2 more.
24. Well, it's good because the 10 is still progress. It's not a failure. Fortunately for you, there's no complications that arise like it did for Kay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 progress.
I have
That's
an
250
modifier.
gold. Or sorry, 500 gold.
10. Wait, that's 10 progress, right?
Yeah, it's 10 progress, 500 gold.
Does that take into account my intelligence modifier?
Oh, no, it doesn't. What's your intelligence mod?
4.
4. Oh, shit, you have 18 intelligence?
Yeah.
So after 3 days, the progress would be a +1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you have 14 progress.
Okay, and then do I pay 14 times 50?
Yep.
So what is that?
700 gold.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have that money. I have 500. I have 6 platinum is what?
6
60
platinum
gold?
is 60 gold, yes.
No, wait, I lie. I have 617.
You can ask for a loan from someone else in the party.
Would anyone like to give me a loan?
Small loan of $1 million.
Small loan of $1 million.
How much was it? 750?
It was 700.
700. So I need like.
You need 700 gold?
So I need like a 90 gold.
Oh, you need 90?
He needs 90, yeah. He doesn't need 700. Holy shit, could you imagine?
You're getting scammed.
Hey, who's your instructor, bro?
Yeah, right?
Hey, he's expensive. He's got
Like
got
the
a lot of
Gordon
shit
Ramsay
to do.
of swordplay. Like, what is
Yes.
this?
This is for every single expertise trainer. You're lucky you even have one available to you.
I'm lucky I got the first one free.
You're lucky you got the first 14 programs for free. Yes, this is true.
Hoj can give 90.
Thank you.
He's doing.
I will work for it the next time we do downtime. I will work for money.
This can be done. This is true.
Boom.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, it's really cold for some reason. But yeah. No complications, thankfully, for Elena. Though she does make quite a significant amount of progress in her training. So congratulations.
Ooh.
Next, we have Mori. What are you up to, Mr. Mori?
Can you help me understand what this intelligence is supposed to help me with? Regards to
It
long
speeds
rests.
up your training is essentially what it does.
And that's if I do the training consecutively?
Yes.
Okay.
So you
well, I
saw
was...
how Elena had made 10 progress if you didn't take into account her intelligence, right? But once we take into account her intelligence, it increased the speed at which she gained progress. So she gets a +1 after an amount of days equal to 7 minus your intelligence modifier. So you have an intelligence modifier.
So I have to train for 7 days. Oh,
No.
minus my intelligence modifier.
Minus. So you have an intelligence modifier of +2, right?
Yeah,
What that
so
means is that after 5 days, you start to make +1 progress on top of your normal whatever progress you make, if you make progress.
But I have to train for 5 days and then plus an extra 2 days.
No. You have to train for 5 days to get a +1. You don't have to continuously do it, but but continuously doing it does improve your chances because you take into effect that effect.
Okay, so I definitely would like to do a lot of things. So I probably won't spend all my time doing I was training. I was doing a rapier training to get +1 a hit. Just going through my list here, Jake. How long do you think each thing would take? So I want to research about the Bastion's anti-magic field, if possible.
So there's 2 ways that you could do research. There's the guaranteed research under the new rules. So that would be under downtime activities, research, easy.
That's like the library method, eh?
Yep, that's like the normal library method, right? And then you could do the just fucking Gamba method.
Yeah.
Sorry. The research method, if you're actually using the downtime rules, guarantees you information relevant to your search. However, the Gamba method is that you roll, and then you could just see if you get information that's relevant to your thing.
So in this case, I'm doing like the easy research method. I need to get it for 5 days to get an answer.
Yes,
Is that
and
how
the
that
Gamba,
works?
the gamble one is literally you could do it once every day. However, you roll low, you roll low.
Oh,
and the DCs are almost always higher for the gamble one.
Oh, Morris feeling lucky today.
Yeah, is he feeling lucky? Is he gonna gamble?
Yeah. So there's no bet. Okay, so let's say I need at least 5 days to get that benefit. So like if I wanted to train my rapier for 3 days, that doesn't do anything. It'll just be like the standard 3.
Yep.
Okay.
But you get double progress if you roll a 20 or above.
True. I will gamble the first day.
Okay, you're gonna gamble research the first day?
Yes.
Okay, then give me an investigation roll.
Easy. Where's my investigation? Oh, pow, 15.
15? You unfortunately don't find any bits of relevant information.
Damn it. Alright, that's fine. Next thing I wanted to do was visit the... Do we have a gunsmith shop yet, or is it just next to the... What's it called? The smithy?
No, I think you've given him the materials, but you haven't actually, he hasn't set up his shop yet.
Okay. Mora would like to go visit and see if he needs any help getting that set up. I don't think Mora knows anything about a gun other than, how to shoot one. But if he could provide any labor or assistance, he'll go do that. Build some goodwill, basically.
Sure. Wait, have I introduced you guys to the gunsmith?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't have it in my notes, but I just don't have any notes.
The flat dude.
No, that's not the
gunsmith. No, not that guy.
Oh, that's not the gunsmith?
No.
No, that guy's insane.
I thought he made guns.
He did, but
he did.
That's not the one that
That's not the good gunsmith? I thought he made the best guns.
That's not the one that Ebron went with. No, Ebron went with a sane person.
Yeah. I kind of liked his flair, though.
I
like
bet
he'd
you
make
his
really
guns would have had like +3 to hit.
+3 to hit. Absolutely, it would have been the flattest gun in the world.
Exactly.
Hey, I mean, you can still talk to everyone. You know, I'm not gonna stop you.
Maybe him not running the shop, but like becoming a specialist one day.
Maybe.
Once we get the standard guns getting out, he'll make the special ones after. Okay, yeah. Well, who's the guy who owns the gunsmith?
He's a name Manziken.
And I'm trying to edit my character sheet to write this down. Did we? You gave us a journal or something, right?
Yeah. There should be a journal under world.
World character
Oh no! It's notes. It's notes at the very bottom.
notes.
That's the big, that's the one that doesn't have a folder in it.
Okay. I'm gonna make a character note. Or
I'm gonna put
NPC
a new folder
notes.
for character stuff.
Okay, if you're doing that, then I will wait.
No.
Or-
I'm just moving
maybe
it
I can-
into a folder. That's all I'm doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
All right,
there you go.
I'm gonna make add page, NPCs.
I mean, I have all the NPCs out here. If
I
you
know, but
wanted
my
to
own
see-
notes.
Oh, fair enough. Hey, this is Zekin.
Zeke, he looks a little familiar.
Yeah, does he?
Feels like he'd really like to see Skipper, you know?
Yeah. Just a few. Just you know.
Yeah. Okay. What's his name? Sorry.
Zekin.
Zekin.
You could find him under people.
Zekin
and then Bastion.
/ John Wick.
Hey, come on, man. His name is Zekin. No,
Yeah. Does he have a dog?
no, he doesn't.
Come on,
But you do.
I do.
You guys
All
can
right.
give him your dog if you don't want to take it on your journeys.
We're not giving him Skipper. What do you want? No. But I will bring the dog to boost morale in the shop. Okay.
Yeah. As you kind of meet with him, you're introduced to him for the first time, and you can see that he's kind of he has a very cool, kind of collected personality. As you introduce yourself, you can hand over the tools, shakes your hand, he nods. Nice to meet you.
You as well, Zekin, and then Maury just shakes his hand.
So, what can I help you with?
Actually, I was wondering if I could help you with anything. I may not know anything about guns, but my hands are pretty steady. Could help you get this shop set up for you. Anything you.
Yeah, I could use the help. How many days you got?
Currently having a little break, so I could get 2 days.
No, good, because it's going to take about a week for me to finish setting up everything. If you wanted to assist, it'll make it a little quicker.
That's what I'm here to do.
Excellent. Come here. And he kind of guides you around the shop and kind of shows you how to do certain things. Get some of those things. So yeah, you assist him for 2 days. I will say that because of that, you will give me 2 progress rolls. This is specifically intelligence progress rolls.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me just save this sheet. Intelligence.
Okay,
13.
well,
7.
you make 1 progress in learning how to use gunsmith's tools. Specifically, tinker's tools.
Do I add that to the training?
Yep.
Okay. Is
Just
it add
remember-
category or add item?
Add item. Remember that you can only have an amount of training that is equal to your intelligence modifier. So for Elena, she can train up to 4 different things at once, but for you can only train 2 different things up at once.
So I'd be training this gunsmith tools and then my
And
rapier.
then the rapier to hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have a +2 to your intelligence, right?
+2 + 2.
So yeah,
So I progressed 1. Is there any funny rolls I got to do?
it's 1 out of 30. Yes, you do. You have to make me a complication roll.
1 out of 30. 1 sec. Adjust that. That's a D100.
Mm-hmm.
81.
Okay, that means actually something positive happens in that you actually gain that progress back.
Ooh.
The complication is not that bad. Essentially what happens is that while you're trying to work through it, you drop something and something like and it kind of breaks into and you're like, oh shit, that's not good, and you try and hide it for a bit before you realize it's probably best to just tell him. And you tell him, he shows you what it does, and he's not actually upset about it because it's really easy to remake, so
Nice.
that progress is back, so you're good.
Okay. So that's 3 out of 7. I have 4 days left. Is the Riders Beyond already gone?
They were the ones escorting the boat, so yes.
They're already gone. Because I was hoping to recruit the ship lady into their little thing. I can't recall if she wanted to build ship or like sail ships.
Let me double check. I have her in my notes.
Because if she wanted to build ships, then I'll just let her know that there's some ships should be coming in. Just catch up.
She was a shipwright.
Which is
Building.
building.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just spend a day with her, get her up to speed on like my latest travels and what we found, and kind of like what the Riders Beyond are adventuring towards and bringing back to the Bastion.
Okay. Roll me a charisma check.
I think I have something funny for my weakness on this. Give me 1 sec.
Ooh.
Make a charisma-based check. You must make a charisma save with a DC of 8 plus my proficiency. On failure, you get entranced to your own story. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'll take -5. Okay, so I gotta roll a
Charisma save first.
charisma save. 1 sec.
Oh yeah, I forgot I gave you this. This is a weakness. Ooh. Well, you certainly get entranced with your own story, so give me a charisma check with her.
Yeah.
You have -5 to it.
This is awful.
Oh, let's just go with yeah.
I'm just transporting basic and facts and information.
Yeah, but
Okay.
unfortunately, with the high tails and your own charisma, you just begin to trail off into various different stories that she doesn't really seem to care about. You're giving too many details, and then she gets very like bored because you're not actually talking about the ship, right? Like the actual ship portions. You're not talking about how the ship functions. You start telling her of all the various different things
zombies and all the
zombies that you saw in Voiland, and she's just like, I know the world.
Skipper telling him his
I know
life
the world
story.
is ruined. Like, you don't have to tell me about this. And it was like, I love dogs, but you really didn't have to go into detail about for Skipper and his fur pattern for like an hour and a half. Like, that was unnecessary. But yeah, so like, while she doesn't seem to dislike your company, she doesn't exactly seem very
neutral, I guess. I don't
yeah,
know.
she's a little bit less positive than she was
What
before.
is this?
She's like,
do you have written down what because I had some benefit or something from her, as in like you had like the NPC, whether they like you or not, there's like some scale or whatever.
Oh, that's just the thing I keep track of myself. If you wanted to, like, you could keep track of it.
I wasn't sure if I keep track or you keep track. Okay.
I'll let you keep track of it.
Sure.
She is currently at a -1.
What? We had such a good combo before.
Oh, I don't remember what you got for the one before.
That's what I'm referring to. Like, because we have talked before, and it was like a pleasant.
She did seem to enjoy your talk, and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I can't remember.
I don't know what the plus thing. It's probably written down somewhere, but
I think she had I think there was like a +2 before, so it would be a -1 to that. Just she's just at a +1.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
You can keep track of that yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
I should probably also write down some rules for the relationship tracker. I'll do that if it's something that people actually care about.
Kinda. Did I get any good favor from John Wick? As he can.
No, him teaching you and you helping him was the favor.
Okay. Nope,
If you
that's
rolled
fine.
higher, it might have been better, but unfortunately, you did not.
And what's this shipwright's name?
It's Annika.
Annika. Writing that down.
Anikka. She is a massive half-orcish woman.
Yes.
A little bit aggressive, but typically tends to be friendly.
Right.
Very
Plus
physical.
1, 2. Okay. So that's day 4. 5, 6, 7 will be 5, 6 store training. One day I want to spend with Skipper, try to train him and to do tricks.
Sorry, 5, 6, what training? Your rapier?
The rapier, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. Do you have a teacher
What do
for
you-
the rapier?
I did. He was bench pressing lots of weights back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah, you did have a teacher. Yeah, you're good. You're good. However, remember, it does cost money for progress now, so go for it.
That's fine. That's fine.
And you only
what-
have to pay money if you actually make progress. If you don't make progress, you don't pay money.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
So if you suck, it's free.
And the ones for the gunsmith tools, those were free specifically, because you were helping him.
Nope, that's good. What do you want me to roll?
For this, it would be your rapier. It's a DC. Okay, so you make 3 progress
Cool.
with no
Write
issue.
that down.
That is 150 gold. No, sorry, it's a plus
Whoa,
1
whoa,
to
whoa,
hit.
whoa, whoa.
I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's the one that costs more. I'm pretty
No,
sure
plus
that's
plus 1 to hit, not adding damage.
Yeah, plus 1 to hit is a skilled martial teacher, and 30 progress does not require additional money, so you're paying 25 gold per progress, so you pay a total of 75.
Oh, I see. Per progress. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's per
That's plus
progress.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I will subtract that out from my money. Okay, and last day, teach Skipper new tricks.
Okay, you're gonna try and teach Skipper new tricks. Sure.
Should I
Since-
specify what tricks or?
Give me an animal handling check, and yeah, you'll probably have to tell me which tricks you're trying to teach him first. Like, you can teach him up to what's Skipper's intelligence? Give me a second. Companions, Skipper. He's got an intelligence of 3. So I'd say you could probably try and teach him, like, it'll take a couple of days to teach him even one trick.
Yeah.
So you could start on
I
one
think-
trick.
So I'll get him to stay. This is the trick I want to teach.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
21.
Sorry. Honestly, he gets the gist of it. He doesn't listen all the time, but he kind of understands what you're trying to get him to do.
Nice.
So, as of currently, you'll have made 1 of 2 progress for his stay training.
Oh, I guess I can't train him then, eh?
No.
According to the rule.
You can train him because he's the one being trained, not you.
Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha.
Like, you can write it down
I'll
on
track
his
it, though.
sheet. Yeah, you can track it on his sheet instead of your sheet.
Okay.
Because all of you should have
Does he
ownership
get like
of Skipper's sheet.
animal handling training?
I mean, currently, Skipper is completely untrained. He's just a really friendly dog.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, he's just a stray beagle. He has slightly cloudy eyes, but like other than that, yeah, he seems fine.
He's not part of our companions.
Yes, he
Where
is.
he?
Skipper?
Skipper?
Yeah, he is.
4th Rider's companion?
Yeah. Do you not see him?
I don't see him.
It should be Raven, Ship, and Skipper. What?
Oh, okay. Companion folder was closed. It was
Oh.
just showing our characters.
I was like, I don't think
I
I
don't-
made
I
any
don't-
changes.
I don't think he has a what's it called?
Training sheet? He doesn't.
Training sheet. I'll just add it to my sheet and then
You
keep
can
talking
add it
about
to
that.
your sheet, or you can add it into his biography. Just whatever is fine.
Yeah, I'll add it to my sheet. Skippers training. And this is also a 30-day progress or 30 progress points.
No, it's 2.
2. Okay. No, sorry. Like what's it called? The total amount for him to learn, I guess.
For just stay? No, it's 2 days. It requires 2 progress.
Okay. And then we have 1.
Yeah. Like, there are other things that'll require more progress, but currently, like, for just specifically stay, it's 2 days. For other things that are a little bit more complicated, like if you wanted him to do sit, that'll be like 2 days as well. But if you wanted to ask him to like fetch, that'll probably be like 10 days.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So your 7 days goes by without too much of a hitch. Did you roll any failures? I can't remember.
Just the 1.
Oh,
Start.
right. The 1 failure with and also
With,
your terrible
Annika.
charisma check.
Yeah.
Well, you've already got the
Well,
-1 to her, so that's fine.
Yeah.
The intelligence. Okay, cool. We're good. Great. What did you want to get up to?
I think Gray's feeling a little bit frustrated that he's not hitting his mark, so he's gonna train his +1 to hit.
Okay. Let's see. This should be relatively easy to find a teacher. Give me an investigation check. 6. Unfortunately, it takes you a day to find a teacher, so you lose a day of progress.
Okay.
But you do
But I
eventually.
did find
you
okay.
do eventually find a teacher. Yeah. The initial checks are like just to see if you can make that, make it on the same day rather than multiple days. But yes, you find a teacher, no issues. Also, just on a side note, I think the reason. Are you talking about your longbow, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you should be hitting. I don't know why it's not. Wait, why do you have a +8 to hit? Should only be a +2 or a +4, right? Am I insane?
No.
What? Sorry, I'm just gonna roll this. Double check. +4 plus. Oh no, it's because you have archery or ranged or something. You have one of your features from your fighting effect. Yeah, fighting style archery. Okay, that's why you have a +2. I was like, what? Sorry, I was getting confused. Okay. No, we're good. Yeah. Honestly, you find a person to teach you with relatively little issues. So, specifically because you are trying to learn a little bit more about your 2 hit, roll me some progress. Did you want to focus it on? Did you want to focus on it for all 7 days?
Yeah, just all 7 days.
Okay. And what's your intelligence modifier?
0.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it relatively easy. So I think. Wait a second. Tracked item complete. What is this guy doing? Completed training. Huh? He didn't learn how to sit. This guy.
He's a smart dog.
It's 1 of 2 progress. And it's not sit. I thought he was training stay. What? Now I'm confused. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Roll me 7 progress, Gray. Specifically, this would be using your longbow.
Yeah. So just like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's 1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very nice. No complications. Your intelligence modifier is 0. So on the 7th day, you would get double progress. Or sorry, after the 7th day, you would get double progress. But unfortunately, since you're only doing it for 7 days, you would not get double progress for any of this. It is 1 progress. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you've made 10 progress in the 7 days. And because this is just a normal training, it would only cost 250 gold.
Okay.
So, So you have 10 of, I believe it was 30 required progress. 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 30 And then you could just
10
add that
of
in your
30.
training tab at the very bottom of your character sheet on the right side of the tabs.
Training. Okay, you said 10, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And also, you could probably put your arrows back up to, like, was it 77 or 78 or whatever it was before? Because I don't think you'd actually be using those arrows.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, how do I put it in the training tab?
At the training tab is at the very bottom of your like various tabs. On the top right, there should be a thing called Add Item.
Okay.
And then in there, you just have to make sure that it's 30 progress, and then you could label it whatever it is you want to label it. But this would be +1 to hit with bow.
Okay. Thank you.
Bada bing, bada boom. Our downtime is complete. Unfortunately, we are still missing one person. He's not here.
I'm gonna say he's relaxing.
He's
Hello.
just chilling.
Is
Not
Noah
you.
awake?
I'm talking about Noah.
I know.
Yeah.
Is he awake?
Not sure. Phil, do you want to call him? Felipe? He's also not here. It's all gone to shit. Everyone's gone. Ah, Shebar.
Oh no.
No. This is fine. Okay, so I have the question for all of you. Do you wish to proceed, or do you want to wait for next week where we have more people? Or is there something else that you wanted to do that you could potentially do in those 7 or like this 5 days that you have remaining? If you wanted to. I don't know, it's up to you.
I feel like we can handle whatever the investigation is.
We're missing our magic users, aren't we?
Well, specifically, Leonera is a ranger and a druid. And I believe Noah is a fighter and a cleric.
I got some bard in me, but I'm not sure that's enough.
Let's see. Yeah, Leonera is ranger druid. Noah is fighter cleric. Fighter is pretty good. Ranger is also pretty good. But that's the question, whether you guys want to proceed with this without them, or if you want to just go...
What will we
Does
be
the
doing?
encounter
We'd just be
scale
looking
to
at
our
the
party size?
Well, you're investigating the second floor, right? So
Yeah.
that's the question. Do you want to investigate the second floor?
how
without them?
when Ebron was talking about it, did he make it sound really risky or anything? Or
He doesn't know. So if you want to go back and talk to him, you can. We'll say, also, here's a prompt for a long rest. Let's see. We have Elena, we have Gray, we have Hoj, Leonaire is not here. We have Moray, and we have, 4 players. Boom, there you go. Long rest. All of you have gotten your long rest. And I will say that you have external sources to have been sated. So you're perfectly fine without all of those things.
oh, pot. Oh,
Oh my
Healthy.
god.
Everything's bad, baby!
right. Once.
But yeah, you guys can still investigate it without them if you want. But at the end of the second 7 days, you could probably just go talk to Abron and be like, hey, you think we could do this? The other 2 are just nowhere to be found. They're just chilling. We don't know what they're doing. Kind of vibe, you know? Did someone say hold up? Or am I...
I think X said, hold up.
Okay. I'll give him a minute.
Is there anything in like maybe we can like research about Bastion? Like maybe if how dangerous it like what it could be in there?
I mean, you could do a
I'm like-
Gamba research on this day. You wouldn't be able to do like the proper thought out long research. That requires like 5 days, 10 days, and 20 days, or 20 progress specifically. If you wanted to spend the next 5 days just researching Bastion, you could. I'm not going to stop you.
Then wait for X to get back. I can ask.
I mean, we could go in and check out what the second floor would
We
be.
don't have to like do anything dangerous or fight or anything. We can just scout, get
then run.
information, and
Well,
then like just bring it
First
back.
of all, you have to find out how to open that door.
True.
Which at this current moment you don't even know how to do, because if I remember correctly, what I told you was that you had walked up to it and you had heard like mechanical whirring and clicking behind it, but the entire door was like super smooth.
Right, it was like a big rock thing, right?
It was a metal
Or
door.
metal?
Yeah, it was like a metal plate basically over the entire entranceway, as it were. You don't know if it was put there by you don't know if it was put there by like the people who had initially come to Bastion, or if it had been put there by whoever created this anti-magic field. Because on the mountain of Bastion, you had seen that there were like man-made structures above the actual like base mountain. Near the tops of the actual mountain itself, you had seen like small towers that had erupted out of like come out of it, or various different places that had like what looked like either entranceways or like balconies or things like that, way higher up the actual mountain itself. So you're fairly certain there's something above, and you're fairly certain that it was created by maybe some older folks or people. You just don't know who they were, what they were, or what's contained within here, because the entire city is still coded in this entire anti-magic zone. But yeah, so
I bet you just knock on the door.
So are you guys going to go talk to Ebron first, or are you just going to go to the door and check it out?
To the door.
Yeah, Ebron won't tell us shit.
He doesn't even know anything.
He might. Or might not. So you guys go up to the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock on it in like a rhythm.
Okay, give me one moment. I gotta change the music. Okay, that's a little too tense. Whoops.
Yeah, I was about to say, world's strongest door.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Let's do this one.
Like, this is still in Bastion, right? Like,
Yeah,
you can run away if you really wanted to.
You are still within Bastion itself.
Okay.
All right. As you guys get closer and kind of investigate and kind of take a look at the actual area itself, you begin to delve deeper and deeper into Bastion itself. The light of the sun beginning to slowly fade away as you get further into the actual building itself. Unfortunately, it does get dark enough to the point where all of you have to kind of grab out some torches and light them. Some of your dark vision does take over, but it's still not pleasant to kind of walk around in this dark. So you do, and you find the staircase that Hoj had previously found, and kind of begin to walk up to the top. And as all of you are investigating, you do find about halfway up the actual stairs themselves what appears to be like a small wooden sword that was dropped. As you take a look at it, you realize that it probably belonged to like some sort of kid. And this wasn't here last time, Hoj.
He probably got scared and dropped it and ran. He's fine.
What if this was the disturbance all along?
Sword falling?
Yeah, maybe that spooked the people. I don't know.
No, there was actual ticking behind there. I'm
Uh,
not surprised.
you would
that
know
happened.
that this deep into Bastion, that there's actually no people. That there's like a few recluse hermits and people that might be staying here, but like 90% of the population, 95% of the population lives within like a good solid 200-meter range of the entranceway.
We're in like an overhang, right? Like a cave overhang thing.
You are inside of an actual proper cave. So what Bastion is here? Let me draw it on the blank map. You guys don't need this anymore, so I'll just draw it on.
Fuck the rules.
Yeah. No. The in the blank map, if you come into it, I'll show you kind of how things are.
Sideways view.
Yeah, the blank map is where I would usually go for like drawing maps that I don't have prepared or I don't expect you guys to be fighting in, but I'll draw something specifically for you guys here. So you know how this is. Whoops, that's not. This is like Bastion, right? Like this is the entire mountain on a sideways view. There's like all these walls and like stuff here. But the actual mountain, if you're looking at it from an X-ray point of view, it's like this entire area is like hollow. There's a bunch of like pillars and stuff that helps it stand up. But the entire like first floor area is just completely hollowed out. If that makes sense. So like currently most people live...
It's a big ass opening.
Yeah, most people live up here. Oh no. There's only like a small opening near here at the very beginning, near the front of Bastion where the walls are. But the rest of it is like all hollowed out cave.
Oh, so it's like a separate section completely.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys are like back here. Or like back here. Most of the people live in the front, like up here.
Yeah, so a kid getting spooked over here and running away makes sense.
Yeah. So like this is where the majority of the population is. This is where you guys are. Like you guys are in the far back of this cave, this cavern. Sorry, I'm like trying to describe it the best that I can, and it's on a top-down view, if you were looking at it from like top down, and this is the oh my god, that's not right. This is like the mountain of Bastion, right? There would be the walls that are out here, and then there's like a big gap here that is like the entranceway into the actual mountain itself, while the interior of the mountain is like split open like this, while there's like pillars all over the place to keep the entire thing up. The pillars look, honestly, kind of man-made. Or carved out of the stone. You're not entirely sure. So there's like a lot of pillars that keep the entire first floor standing. The majority of the people live like in the front here.
How far deep are we again?
You guys are like hundreds, like you're 1.5 kilometers deep.
Okay.
So in miles, how many is that? Oh, it's a mile. It's a single mile.
It's a mile, yeah.
Yep. You guys are like back here. If that makes sense. I hope that paints a little bit of a clearer picture. I apologize, my art is terrible. But yeah.
I definitely get the concept.
Yes. Oh, so that's not what
Oh, there's some creatures here.
No, that
Something's
was
gonna
me.
kill
That
us.
was me dropping the clickers on here.
That's how much damage lightning does.
Yeah. So essentially, what I had just explained was that this is like Bastion's mountain. Oh, it's not that flat, obviously, but like this is Bastion's mountain. There's an entranceway over here. These are the walls that Bastion maintains. Most of the people live here. You guys are back here. There's like an entire
And there's
hollowed
towers
out.
on top.
And there's like towers and like openings and stuff up here that you guys have seen before. So you know that there's stuff above you. You just don't know what it is. You know, I might go and learn Unreal Engine just so I could fucking pop a render of this out.
That'd be cool.
That would be actually kind of sick.
That
build it in Minecraft.
Build it in Minecraft. I was about to say.
I could actually.
Build it in Dwarf Fortress.
Dwarf Fortress doesn't have the 3D aspect, man.
It does. You just have to run it through a program afterwards.
Oh, but yeah, okay. Well, fair enough. It kind of is like a Dwarf Fortress mountain, except that instead of like
It
instead
really
of like,
reminds me of it.
yeah. Instead of like tunnels and stuff, it's just like a very wide open area. But yeah, as you guys are kind of like walking up these stairs, you do spot that wooden sword that you see on the ground. But other than that, you know, nothing else seems odd, at least at this current moment.
Well, I guess onward we go.
Okay, as you guys proceed upwards, all of you give me a perception check. Nine.
See too good.
Elena, don't see too good, unfortunately. Oh yeah, you're taking Skipper with you? Okay. I'm just double checking. Skipper does have advantage on perceptions. Actually, no. Yeah, for hearing related ones, Skipper has advantage. For sight related ones, Skipper does not have advantage.
Is this a hearing or sight related?
This is hearing.
That was an 8.
It was
Ignore
an
the
8. So
26.
it's 21 already. So don't roll it like that. If you hover over the 21, you see the double up arrows. Yeah. My fucking god. Okay, all right. Jesus, it's still an 8 because that's the one you rolled first.
Yeah, sounds good though.
So Elena Moray, unfortunately, like, it is quiet, it is a little tense, but the footsteps and the echoes of your various movements throughout the cavern, and like the torch flickering in and out with the light, very, very light breeze that you have, is, you know, it's a little bit distracting, and unfortunately you actually don't hear very much. So as you continue onwards, you know, it's not much, it's kind of, you don't really hear too much. However, Hoge, Gray, and Skipper, because Skipper rolled a 21, they do pay a little bit more attention, and you could hear the clicking again. So Hoge, you hear the mechanical whirring, the clicking, the click, 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 the methodical and kind of repetitive sounds that seems to be coming forth as soon as you guys approach the door. And Gray, you also hear it. You begin to hear what sounds like either like metal grinding against one another or bits of gears kind of interlocking, kind of click, 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 moving. It's very strange, and it is definitely mechanical in some sort of nature, but you're not entirely sure what it is. As you get up to the door itself, you do see what appears to be scratch marks or like a marker mark on the actual door itself. You see what appears to be charcoal graffiti of someone having written, "Zed was here." You did not see this before, Hoge.
I did not see that before.
No, because it wasn't there.
Oh. Is that the kid?
You can't tell, but give me a investigation check. I mean, it's
Looks
short.
like my handwriting.
The handwriting is not the neatest, but you can't tell if it's a kid's or not. It looks similar to your own. The rest of you can also make an investigation check because it's very easily visible. It's not like it's hard to see or anything.
Oh my god.
Wait, is this in stone?
This is on the stone, yes.
I think
This
that
is not a
counts.
history check, and it's not related to the actual stone itself. I can't give you advantage. But the rest of you, if you wanted to roll, you could. You don't have to. Taking a look at it, Gray, you could see that it's probably like it's some sort of younger person that scribbled this on. One, the height that it's actually drawn on is about like maybe 2 feet off of the ground. Unless you wanted to bend down, most people probably wouldn't be writing at that height. Yeah, it looks like some sort of kid doodled here. So, what did you guys want to do? You currently stand in front of what appears to be like a flat metal surface of a door. And wait, I think you said you wanted to knock on it?
Yeah, I wanted to do like a, like, I don't know, like dot 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 dot.
Okay.
Does it open?
It does not. Give me a performance check.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, the rest of you hear it loudly ringing on the actual door itself, and the instant you actually get to the second hit, those of you who had noticed the clicking and the whirring would also notice that it actually stops on the other side of the door. You hear this like dung 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 dung, and as you kind of stop knocking on it, you put your ear against it, and you begin to hear on the other side nothing, surprisingly. There's a bit of what it sounds like flowing water, maybe? Strange. After about 6 or 7 seconds, you kind of stand back, shrug, and as soon as you do that, the door slides downwards. It opens about halfway, and you could hear this like creaking and groaning of rusted metal, and it stops about halfway down. It's like a 15-foot high circular door, and it just comes about halfway down to the point where you can't really see to the other side, but if you wanted to, you could climb up. And strangely, the door is opened, one, but two, you don't hear the metal whirring or the clicking or any of that anymore, but you do still hear this dull flowing of water.
Can I peer over the door as it's going down? Like,
It stopped.
Pretty tall.
It stopped moving.
oh,
So it's like 8 feet high still. How tall are you?
I'm about 8 feet tall.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
You kinda
7'11".
You grab the edges of it and you kind of pull yourself up ever so slightly. Give me an athletics check and then a perception check.
Athletics.
Are you doing this quietly or are you
That's
just
Arcana. Whoops.
Are you doing this quietly or are you just gonna like you don't give a shit?
I guess I'm kind of doing it quiet because I noticed the stuff, like the noises stopped. So I guess I'm trying to be a bit stealthy.
Give me a stealth check then. And also a perception check. Ooh, okay. Do you have dark vision?
No, I don't think Goliath.
I kind of poke Hoj. Let me climb up onto your shoulder. You can probably see better.
A good idea. I can hold myself there.
Mm-hmm. You grab onto the door with absolutely zero issues. Elena, give me an athletics check just to see if you can climb up. And are you trying to be quiet as well?
Sure.
Give me a stealth check and then a perception check.
Oh my god! I have dark vision. Do I get advantage, please?
No, Hode should have had disadvantage.
Oh, true, because it's dark as heck.
Yeah.
God.
Hoj, as you're kind of like pulling yourself ever so slightly, your eyes go over the side of the actual door itself, and glancing into the actual dark cavern behind it, or facility, or whatever, or hallway, you don't see much, unfortunately, due to the torchlight kind of like giving you a little bit of a backlight, and the only really thing that you can see is like the ceiling where the door was nestled into. Kind of trying to glance further in, unfortunately, you don't see much. Same thing with Elena. You kind of climb onto Hoj's shoulder, you grab onto him, and kind of pull yourself up. You're really quiet about it, which is good. However, as you're trying to glance in, unfortunately, the flickering of the flame, the like slightly unstable. Actually, no, it wouldn't be unstable. The slightly like weird footing that you've got, you glance into it, and unfortunately, you don't see anything. You just see like a slightly dark hallway that stops after maybe like 15-20 feet, which is really strange because your dark vision should go further than that. But maybe the light's interfering with it.
Can I light a torch and throw it in there?
Okay, yeah. You light a torch, it lights up in your hands, and then you kind of toss it in. And as you do, you realize that the ground is a little bit different than you had expected, because as you kind of glance in, you see that the ground is covered in this soft layer of what appears to be water. Or sorry, not soft. Why did I say soft? small layer of water. So as you toss this torch in, it immediately goes out as it hits the water, and you hear like the sploosh. You don't know how deep it is, but it doesn't seem terribly deep. However, in that brief moment where it lit up, give me another perception check. Okay. Now you get a little bit more of a clearer picture as into what kind of area that you're taking a look at.
Can I make another check?
Yes, you can as well. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to put something together.
I think you have disadvantage on that, right?
Oh shit! Right. Well,
I think
Well, I guess
specifically
with the
in this
torch,
instance,
yeah,
because
with
of
the
the
torch.
torch, he actually wouldn't.
in the radius of the torches.
Yeah, in the radius of the torches, you do not get disadvantage. I'm trying to find a picture that would kind of like sum up what you see. And like, I have something. Ah, yeah, here it is. Some of you may see that this is slightly familiar. There you go, I put it in general.
What
You guys remember Skyrim?
is that? Alftland?
It's a Dwemer ruin is essentially what you guys see. Like you see brass and sorry. You see like brass and metal contraptions that are within this actual slightly long hallway that just seems to be covered in this like low layer of water. What appears to be like small statues to the side and like a large kind of grand entranceway of which you would find yourselves. It's very strange that there's this like low layer of water because you guys are relatively high up. You're nearing the second floor of Bastion, and it's kind of like strange. Did you locate the exact Dwemer ruin that this was?
I think it was Alftland. I swear to God.
It might be, but like this is to give you like a general idea of what the aesthetic is kind of like inside, for the mind. Kind of glancing in, it's very strange because you could definitely see that these are not natural, like they're man-made, and it seems to be some sort of entranceway where you currently are. Give me a history check. Hoj, you would have advantage on this.
Yes.
He gets to use his features. Holy shit, he's fucking rolling that 20. Damn, what's going off?
Is that a history check for everyone, or just?
Yeah, everyone can make a history check.
Oh yeah.
Okay, not Skipper.
Why not?
If it rolls higher than me, what do you mean?
I don't care. He rolled a 17. He has a -4 to intelligence.
He's a smart dog.
He rolled higher than you. That's a real detriment. Well, Skipper, he goes woof. He's trying to be quiet. And honestly, you've only heard him like whine. You actually haven't heard him bark at all since you've found him.
You haven't heard him what, sorry?
You've only heard him like make whining noises. You've never heard him bark. But yeah, as you guys are kind of taking a look at it, history check, Elena. You don't know any sort of civilization that would resemble whatever this is. You know that there are people who are capable of kind of making things, but the world itself has been very reliant on magic. And because of that, there was very few people who attempted to do things without magic. This location, it seems to be an exception. The door having rusted shut is kind of weird. But you can't tell if it's because of the water or if it's because of some other thing that is preventing the door from opening fully. But yeah, it's strange. Hoj, you get the same information, and Gray, you would also get the same thing. Skipper, Moray, you do not. But yeah, looking in, it's strange. And it's slightly unnerving. Because the whirring starts again. And you could hear it further down in another hallway or another section of this area. You can go in. However, this door is only partially open, and you don't know if it'll shut again.
How big is the gap between like the door?
Oh, it's
The opening?
massive. It's like 7 feet. It's like 7 feet
Oh, okay.
high and like 5 feet wide. So it's like a fully circular door that's come down about halfway. So the way to draw it would be like, this is the actual entranceway, and this is like where the door is.
Okay.
So it'd be like this. I'll fill in
So-
the solid white. Boom. That's like the portion of the door that's open. The top empty part.
Will we be able to block the door to keep it open? Maybe stuff some rocks in like the gaps. I don't know.
Does this door
do we
look
close
capable
it?
of shutting and crushing any rocks or obstruction?
It's solid steel door from the best that you could tell. Or steel or brass or some sort of metal. You don't know.
I guess like is it like mechanized?
It
Whatever that word
seems
is.
to have been because it opened partially before you heard the sound of like rusting metal grinding against something. So you don't know. It might be currently stuck in its current location. Or it could shut all of a sudden randomly with no warning.
Hmm.
So the choice is yours.
Yeah,
Is this the only way inside that we've noticed?
It's the only way you've seen. You haven't explored the rest of the interior of Bastion alongside the walls, but you could.
This is the one I found, the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Out of character. I think we should wait for the team before we go and venture in. I have a feeling we're just gonna get shut inside if we don't.
I don't know if we'll get shut in. We could probably we probably just need to figure out how this stuff works because we opened it. We could probably close it too. Can I knock on it to see if it'll close?
Sure. Give me another performance check. You knock on it several times. It doesn't have the same like clear, loud ringing as you did previously. Maybe it's due to the positioning. Maybe it's due to something else. But you wait the same amount of time. Nothing happens.
Is there any other way around nearby, Jake, that we haven't investigated?
It's incredibly
Like-
dark. So the only thing is you could kind of glance around that you can actually see this current moment is the front entranceway of Bastion, which you could see about like 1.5 kilometers away. Just because there's sunlight coming through it, and you could see some vague outlines of other buildings in this darkness here around. Like there's probably a bunch of empty buildings where there's nobody living in. Because these buildings...
But nothing obvious, I guess.
Nothing obvious, no. These buildings were here before all of you moved into Bastion. Like before anybody took refuge in Bastion. So, like, you guys are essentially moving into buildings that already existed beforehand.
Makes sense.
Or created by whoever lived here before. So, at this current moment, you don't know. Maybe.
So, does this door look break-intoable with thieves' tools? Or break-outable?
Absolutely not. There's not a
Okay.
single opening that you could see. You can see that this door slid down on some sort of rails, you think?
Yeah.
Onto the sides of them. Give me an investigation check to see if you find out any further bits of information.
I rolled a
Can I
12.
also examine the door?
Yes, you can.
God.
He was doing great.
Damn.
So Moray, Hoj, the two of you kind of taking a look at the side of it. Moray, you don't really get much else, but Hoj, you can definitely see that there are these like strange gears and like rails that are to the side of the door that seem to go into the actual wall itself. So from what you can tell, it seems to be on some sort of rails. Though, because it's going downwards, you actually don't have access to the bottom of the rails, and you don't know how you would get access to it. The only real way to find out would probably be to go inside. Which, you know, that's a choice you'll have to make.
You could try to block the rails so that we don't get trapped in.
We could try.
Like put some big stones, a lot of stones.
Any big, beefy stones nearby, Jake, that we could use?
Give me a perception check. Yes, surprisingly, Elena, there's a few. Yeah, Mori, Elena, the two of you kind of go about down the actual stairs to the bottom and walking around. You do find what appears to be, you know, a set of stones that are relatively flat and large enough that they could fit within the rails. However, how much it would actually hold is entirely, you know, you aren't sure.
If we
We'll
put
try
enough
anyway.
stones, it should be. Unless that door has some immense forces behind it, which I highly doubt.
Give me an intelligence check, Elena.
Oh, that's a saving throw.
It's fine. It would be a -2 from that. This door is incredibly heavy. There's a chance that whatever mechanism behind it could also be very powerful. However, you do know that it seems to have rusted and had not opened all the way. So there's a very high likelihood that this door is stuck in its current configuration. At least for now. Whether you leave it alone or you go in, it'll probably stay open.
Okay.
Now the question is, can whatever's inside get out?
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, we just wipe out whatever's on the other side, and then it's not a problem anymore.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I think we could do it. We've all rested up. Everyone's healed, healthy, ready to attack the world.
I think we should let Ebron know first, just so he knows what we're doing.
Okay.
that's
Does someone
fair.
want to
We
stand here and watch the door in case
Yeah,
you?
you do it.
I'll stay with you, Hoj.
I think the guy that has a way with words should go and talk to Ebron.
Are you referring to me? My charisma is. Okay, I'll go talk to everyone then. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, who's being left behind? Just Hoj?
I'll stay behind too.
Hoj and Elena will stay behind. Moray and Gray will go talk
Gray.
to.
Ebron.
Okay. All right. As the two of you begin to wander away, you do hear that the mechanical whirring had returned before you had walked away. So, you do. And it takes time. I need to skip forward some time first, actually. So, 7 days? It is currently Tirda, the 4th of Droilda. It would not be 8 p.m. It would probably be closer to like 10 a.m. because it would take you like an hour to walk back there. Or less than an hour to walk back there, but, you know, just trying to find the location and doing all that stuff would have taken an hour. Okay, but as the two of you kind of wander back towards Ebron, with no relatively little issues, you find your way back to the writer's headquarters and kind of go up the steel chains up into his office. And as you kind of walk in, you can see that he is currently filing his nails. just with his legs up on the actual table itself, lounging in his chair, glances over at the two of you as you walk in. Oh, hello.
Hello, Ebron.
He kinda
Catch you at
sits
the
up.
wrong time?
No, just taking a second, taking a break, taking a breath, just same as you did. How are you? All of you here. Well, wait, that's not all of you. It's just you and Gray. Are the rest of them coming?
No, the rest of them is currently investigating the second level of Bastion.
Oh, is that wise?
No, we are just scouting it out.
Okay, well, do be careful. We don't know what's up there, so I just want to make sure that you're not doing anything rash.
Oh, of course. And then Maury is gonna relay like what the party kind of saw. We just heard like tickings,
Ticking, talking, some other stuff.
tick-tockings, the doors opening by itself.
There's someone dancing to a TikTok song up there. No. He kind of like notes all of this down. Okay, strange. That's not what we expected. No.
Anything that you've heard from that, or
Well,
any reports from the village or people?
Specifically, there was a kid or two that had gone up there. They were doing some bravery challenges or something, courage things. One or two of them had gone up to the door. I spoke to the parents, and they had essentially told me that they were, I don't know, spooked. They were hearing weird, like, clicking, which is very familiar, as you've just told me about what happened. So, I'm currently concerned about two things. One, you said the door opened and only it got stuck halfway?
Yes.
I'm concerned about whatever's inside getting out.
We currently have a Hoj and Elena posted there, just to make sure nothing comes out.
That's good. But you can't be there 24/7, right? I could probably try and assign some guards to it. I'm just slightly nervous that whatever's inside might be something that the guards can't handle. 2. The actual main concern is that you might find the mechanism, or whatever it is, that is actually keeping the, all of this, he kind of gestures in the wider scheme, the anti-magic zone up. That you have to be very careful to not disable it, because if you do, and you do find it, Bastion could be fucked. Straight up. That was the majority of the reason why nobody had actually done any sort of additional exploration. So if you find something strange and you don't know what it does, you think it could be some sort of thing that'll affect anything in relation to the anti-magic zone, be very, very careful.
That's duly noted, Ebron.
No, I don't want it to be duly noted. I want it to be completely noted and at the forefront of your mind whenever you're doing anything up there. Yes?
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there. And Maury just knocks on his little head a little bit.
Okay.
Ain't that right, Gray?
True.
I just want to make sure that you're aware of the risks. That it would be very good to have more information and to discover something that could be useful up there, but you still have to be very careful that you don't, accidentally
On that note,
Mhm.
if we are going to scout the place, do you know where we could get like a blank map, something we could draw out our path locations? Because it looks like this, and Maury's just recalling that path looked long, like and maze-like, right?
Yes.
Based on what we could see, yeah.
Sure. I'm sure you could do something like that. Did you? Yeah.
Where could I find something like that?
He basically points you at the quartermaster, and she gets you something really easily. I'm not gonna make you go through the entire thing.
No, that's fine.
He basically gives you like a large blank piece of paper, a large blank piece of parchment that you can write on, which seems to have like a leather backing, so you can roll it up and kind of put it together. It's really nice.
I will write that down.
Mm-hmm. So you now have a starting map of the second floor of Bastion, or a blank map. It's up to you. I don't know. You can write whatever
Is that in tools, or I guess it's not create a new item?
You'd have to create a new item. It's just a tool. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you would know that the second floor is probably smaller than Bastion, or like the Bastion's first floor, though you don't know by how much. Like the first floor is already pretty big. It's like 3 kilometers by 3 kilometers. Like it's not a short walk per se. So, but yeah.
Okay, with that, update is over.
All right. He just indicates to all of you, please be careful. Both for your safety and the safety of all of Bastion. Yeah.
Will do, Ebron. Will do. Come on, Skips. Let's go.
Let me know how it goes. All right. Yeah. The two of you wander off without too much of an issue. Now, back to those guarding the actual door itself. Elena.
Before you...
Oh, go ahead.
I would have lit another torch just so Hoj can see.
Sure. That's not an issue. As the two of you are kind of just chilling there, are you trying to keep watch on the door? Or are you just like not doing anything, or?
I'm definitely trying to remain alert and keep watch.
Okay, both of you.
Yeah, listen for any weird stuff.
Mm-hmm. Give me perception checks. Okay. Hoj, you don't hear anything strange. I mean, the dull clicking and the various different things are still present, sure, but it's not like it's, that loud or anything. However, Elena, you can hear that something seems to be getting louder. And you're not sure why. Until you realize, oh, it's one of the sets of clicking. And it's methodical. It's short. It's almost like it seems like it's trying to be quiet. You hear click, click, click. And it sounds like metal thudding against stone.
And I can tell that it's getting closer by the sound.
It seems to be, yeah. One, it's getting closer, and two, it doesn't match the rhythm of the background sound.
I kind of whispered to Hoj. I think something is approaching us. It's trying to be very quiet.
Can I stand on my tiptoes to peek over the door stealthily to maybe see if...
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Okay, now give me a perception check. Okay. With the assistance of the torch, and now that you're a little bit more used to kind of glancing over the door, you do spot what appears to be something. Though for a brief moment you're like, wait, that wasn't there before. What the hell is that? You glance up and you see on the ceiling what appears to be like a four-legged, some sort of brass contraption that almost resembles a spider. And as soon as you had kind of looked over, for a brief moment it stopped moving before you see one of its legs kind of twitch, move in place, move forward again. And you can see that the actual leg itself, what happens is that the front of it buries itself slightly in the stone, and then something seems to come out of it, and that's the sound that you've been hearing. As it does seem capable of climbing the walls. And it does look like it's moving towards you.
There's a spider on the ceiling.
A spider? Like a real spider? Or...
I don't know if it's real, but it's definitely real. There's definitely something coming on the ceiling.
The ceiling. Well,
Can I like pick up like a stone or like a boulder? How
Yeah.
big did it look?
This thing was probably no more than like 1 feet by 1 feet. It was pretty small.
Okay, yeah. Can I pick up like like a decent sized rock?
Mm-hmm.
Just ready it. I'm gonna maybe throw it at it.
Are you gonna throw it prematurely, or are you gonna just throw it after it comes closer? Like, what do you?
If it like starts coming out of the door, I'm gonna throw it.
Okay. It does appear to be approaching the door slowly and surely.
Yeah, well, once it's like weird little legs are poking through that door hole, then I'll throw it.
Okay. And it does get to that point. As you watch it, it slowly like moves one of its legs out of the actual door itself. And Elena, you now see it too, because it's very obvious now. That thing's
Does it react?
weird. It surprisingly does. Are you trying to actually hit it with the stone, or are you like?
Probably.
Probably. Okay, make me an attack roll.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. What would that be?
Any sort of throwing or ranged weapon that you have would be fine. Oh yeah, you could just chuck your sling at it, or like throw.
Just sling it, right?
Yeah. If you're actually trying to deal damage to it, then yeah, you could just sling at it.
Let's do that.
Okay, go
Does
for
that
it.
hit?
Make me an attack roll. 16. It does seem to hit, but as soon as like the actual you twirl your sling, the rock goes out, and in that moment it strikes the side of it, and you can see it the moment that it strikes it, the entire thing like shudders ever so slightly, but it doesn't seem to actually do any visible damage. As soon as it does, it drops onto the ground and lunges at you. Okay. So actually, let me see if I can actually let me do this. Okay, it actually doesn't lunge at you. It retracts its leg that it's come out and immediately just goes like starts sprinting back inside.
Hmm.
And stay in there.
That's concerning.
Maybe. Maybe we could try to block the door.
I'm gonna need a lot of rocks for that.
Get moving.
All right, are you guys gonna attempt to move a bunch of rocks up onto the top side of this thing?
No, it looks like it's gonna be way too much effort. I'm just gonna wait for everyone to come back and then maybe go inside and see a bit more.
All right. Yeah. And you guys do.
I'm gonna ready another rock.
Sure. Kind of glancing inside, you don't see anything else, and you do hear that the mechanical whirring slows. Like a lot of it slows down significantly. And you don't know if it's just like the pace of it or if it's like less activity, but it gets a little bit more quiet. About 30 or 40 minutes later, the rest of the party returns with no real issues. The two of you come back and you can see that Moria has what appears to be a new map, or a blank map, in his hands.
So, what did Ebron say?
Oh, he said a lot of things. If I'm recalling correctly, he said something about the barrier might be in there, and we probably shouldn't touch it if we find something. If it looks super magical or something we don't understand, try to leave it alone.
But he didn't say
Hey.
that we can't go in there.
Well, I point to my map. You might want to map the map of this area.
Right. And was he gonna post any guards here to keep watch while we're inside? You know,
Yeah.
if we get stuck in there, we want someone to know we're stuck in there.
He did not say that specifically. He did say that he will have some guards here.
Oh, I hope he's a smart man.
I hope so too.
Well, speaking of things we don't know, there was a spider that came out, and I threw a rock at it.
Oh,
So we don't know.
where did it go? Moray's looking around.
It ran back in.
Wasn't very big. It was about 1 foot by 1 foot.
Uh,
But yeah, like the clockwork sound in the background, it's after the spider left, it's gotten a bit slower.
Also,
Um,
in case I didn't mention it, the spider was made of brass and steel.
mhm.
um,
It's the clock.
wasn't your regular spider?
No,
Yeah.
it was clicking.
I wonder if that was the cause of the clicking.
I think that there were other clicking sounds that were separate from that spider that came from within. Possibly something bigger. Well,
A mystery for sure.
shall we?
Do we want to drag Leonaire and Noah?
Probably
Wouldn't be a
should.
bad idea.
All right. Let's assume Moray and Greg got our friends along for the ride on our way here.
Sure.
Hey,
So
okay,
that
Jake?
You also grab the other two. Well, if you're gonna do that, then I'm not gonna run this session unless they're here. Like I'm okay to play one person. I'm not okay to play two.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick.
Nick. Well, we can't blame Kay. Kay did say that we were going under the assumption that Kay was not going to be here.
Mm-hmm. I'd say we can wait for them unless you guys want to do anything else while we're in Bastion.
I don't think I need anything back.
Yeah, my 7 days are up.
I mean, you guys have another 5 days of downtime that you can use after this, or 4 days, sorry, because you're spending this day doing this.
Yeah. I kind of want to spend this day doing this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if things go certain ways, you could be spending more days than one doing this.
True. It's just I'm already long rested, Jake. I just want to adventure.
You gotta get back into the action, you know?
Yeah. When my health's up, I need to be out.
Fair enough. Yeah, but for now, I think I'll probably call this session here, and then next time, hopefully, we have the full crew here, and I can play one character instead of two. Because I already have to manage all my DM shit, and that's a lot. And like,
yeah.
So, we'll call this session here. It was good stuff. You guys got some downtime activities done. You got, you know, checked out the hole and kind of figured out what might be on the other side. I got some work to do because there is a map that I had prepared, but it's not done. So yeah, that should be fine. Bada deep, bada doop.